I made the thumbnail Tim Pool challenging Elon Musk, which he is in a way indirectly, but he's really challenging Linda Yaccarino. And things are boiling up with X as we expected they would. That we knew it was not a free speech platform. We knew X was a psyop. We've talked about it on the channel because we celebrated it, expecting it to be something that it's not. So none of this is surprising. But Tim Pool posted on X, I will be terminating all ad spend commitments and verified accounts over X reinstating the misgendering policy. You see how shook they have. I'm like, well, can I say misgendering? I don't know if that hurts your YouTube video. But looking at it, Tim Pool had just said after advertisers pulled from him that he was going to put money into X. And my take at that time was that's asinine. You can put money into X. Tim or anybody else can do whatever they want. But if you want to have a position that I respect, you would say, okay, Elon, these advertisers are leaving you. I think what we'll do is if you do these things, then I can support you. And then you get together with Tate or whoever else and say, oh, now we got not just my 100,000s or millions. We've got a bunch of dudes that have pooled their money together, and we will all put our ad spend on there if you do X, Y, and Z. You get something. There's a quid pro quo. This is politics. You don't just give Elon Musk big money. I spend my little bit on the account, but we're talking about, I guess for them, it's business. You can write it off or however it is. So maybe it's not a lot of money to them. But to me, when you can pool it with these big fish, it is a lot of money. It's different than my I'm paying $16 a month now because I got Grok. I said Elon Musk is a free speech fraud and he works for the WEF, and that's what I'm going to end with. When I say he works for the WEF, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. He works for the WEF as a propagandist psyop to control the political opposition. I'm not going to take this off into Tesla yet. I'm just going to keep this on with respect to the X platform. That's what he is and always has been. I'm not going to relive it all. You know, we talked about James Baker and all of that lawyer work there. The Twitter files were a psyop. We've talked about it. So, friend of the show, Cyan, is where I heard this, that X reinstated rules against misgendering, dead naming. Elon Musk replied to this and said, it's only if there's targeted harassment, BS. If there's targeted harassment with misgendering or not, then you already have policy for that. So Elon Musk is basically coming out of the shell a little bit. Luke Rakowski said he tried to test the algorithm. He's like, this is crazier than when Bruce Jenner did that thing, went full blown. I didn't even know if Bruce had done that or not. And then we found out through Luke, it looks like Elon Musk unfollowed me recently. We don't know when. I don't know if it had anything to do with that tweet. I don't know if it had to do with anything. I don't know. Maybe Luke has been going at Elon. I haven't seen it. But it is interesting. I was like, let me tell you real quick. The deal was simple. Elon Musk wants to get to Mars. Globalists, including the WEF, the C, that organization, 3 letters, CIA, and they need both of them. Deep state, they need an X everything app where you put all your data on there, you put everything on there, because they want to get the whole population. You'll get Google, they already got Google. Meta, Facebook, all that. They just need to get X wrapped up in it, and X is a special platform. Now he can get more of the dissidents or the right. People like Luke Rakowski, but looks like Luke has kind of distanced himself a little bit away from Elon. A chip in your brain. They need a X everything app, a chip in your brain, mass-produced robots, space dominance, and satellites. So Elon says, you need all of those things from me. I can do those and deliver on those. People like Steve Jobs, people like Tim Cook. Steve Jobs can deliver, but people like Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, is a waste of space. You can't Apple was trying to see if they were going to make an electric car. They said, we're out the game. We dropped out the game. Too costly. We can't do it. Maybe they'll buy Rivian or something down the road. Who knows? But they can't. They're out of the electric car game. This ain't easy. I was discussing with somebody about Tesla, and I said they are allowing other cars. I'm going to get to the point here. They're allowing other cars to charge on the Tesla network voluntarily. Why would they do that? The Tesla network in many places is already too crowded. They're worried about being treated as a monopoly and being regulated. Why? Because they make so much more profit on their cars than other companies. There's only about 4 or 5 companies that may even make a profit on their EVs. Rivian's losing a ton. When each EV they make, each truck, each SUV, they are losing money. Lucid losing money. A lot of these companies losing money on their electric vehicles. Some of them are subsidizing it with the gas vehicles that are still making money. My point is, Elon Musk got the car EV industry efficient. He's going to do the same thing with the robots, make them efficient, chip in the brain. He's the leader that can do that. You can't. People try to say, and Steve Bannon, I side with him a lot, but he doesn't understand that you can't just get a random person. Elon Musk is that Steve Jobs. How much money could you pay to? If you knew you could make somebody else the next Steve Jobs, how much money would you give them? What kind of deals would the CIA make with them? They have them right there with Elon Musk in a different way. So they made a deal with him, allegedly, and the deal is simple. I need to get to Mars. You let me get the X Everything app. He is getting some pressure. There's intra-squad fighting with the whole Jewish thing, Israel thing, of course. But that's the big deal picture that was made. Let me end with the video. I'm going to show you. This is Elon Musk doesn't run the platform anymore. He works for Linda Yaccarino. He works for the WEF. And he hired, in quotations, this woman right here on the screen. Her name is Linda Yaccarino. She is an active member of, last I checked, I didn't check it today, but last I checked, she was an active member of the WEF. And listen to what she said about her role with Twitter.
You mentioned that it has always been Elon's idea, and he's been talking about this for a while, which does raise the question about your role as CEO and whether he shares control.
Mine and Elon's roles are very clear. I want to go back to the rebrand for a second, because if anyone remembers, I know I have it saved, not everyone has it saved, when Elon announced me joining the company. And he was very specific and very clear that I was joining him to help him transition Twitter to X, the Everything app. And now let's go to our roles and the clarity of...
I was joining him. If I hire somebody, yeah, you're joining my team. You're not joining me because you report to me. No, that's not what's happening here, in my opinion.
That, because it's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward.
Listen to this.
Elon focuses on product design. He leads a team of extraordinary engineers. And
basically, she said, Elon's my bitch now. That's what she's saying. He works on product design. He's like the tech guy now. He's not the overseer of this stuff.
Design. He leads a team of extraordinary engineers. And
so what about the finances, the business?
Focuses on new technology.
And he focuses on getting the new technology right. Like I said, he's the Steve Jobs to say, oh, how do you make this X Everything app do what I want it to do?
So think about it as Elon is working on accelerating the rebrand and working on the future. And I'm responsible for the rest.
That's a lot of the rest. Advertising, content moderation, finances, decision-making, all legal, pretty much everything. Who do you think works for who?
Running the company. From partnerships to legal to sales to finance, all the things.
And you have autonomy in doing that?
Yes, I have autonomy in doing that. I have a great partner in Elon. It's been 8 incredibly supportive.
Partner? If you own a company and you hire a CEO to run things, they don't call you a partner. I have a great boss. I have a great boss man in Elon. No, she said, I got a great partner. That was her trying to be nice. I got a nice little bitch. That's what I got.
Yes, I have autonomy in doing that. I have a great partner in Elon. It's been 8 incredibly supportive weeks. And I know a lot of people ask me that question. They're incredibly curious. But our roles are very clear. And the way Elon and I talked about it before I started was that while our lanes are really clear and defined, we are brought together by the belief in what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah. So Elon made some sacrifices, and I'm not saying that's good or bad. He can make whatever sacrifice he wants, but he's not a free speech dude. Remember this? This was before Elon Musk hired her to be CEO. Believe it or not.
So after
Go fact check that. It's just unbelievable. This happened right before he hired her.
So after 3 a.m., you travel all over the world. Lord knows how you handle time zones in space. Will you commit to be a little more specific and not tweet after 3 a.m.? People in this room would like to see that. It'll make them feel more confident.
I will aspire to tweet less after 3 a.m. But I mean, it is important that, you know, I mean, if I were to say, yes, you can influence me, that would be wrong. That would be very wrong. Because that would be a diminishment of freedom of speech.
But I want to be specific about influencing. It's more...
Keep in mind, this is a grown-ass man. Where do they tell a grown-ass man he can't tweet after 3 a.m.?
...of an open feedback loop for the advertising experts in this room to help develop Twitter into a place where they will be excited about investing more money, product development, ad safety, content moderation.
This is basically ESG. It's the same concept of ESG, but just in a struggle session in public.
That's what the influence is.
So I'm going to end with this. Men, would you hire somebody like Linda Yaccarino as CEO of your company after she forgets that you're a grown-ass man and you can tweet whenever the hell you feel like it, and she puts you in front of advertisers to do an open struggle session to tell you you can't tweet at 3 a.m.? To hell I can't. Unless you want to get to Mars, and the people that you got to deal with to get there, they need your services as well.
Middle MAGA.